Hello, viewers. Today is going to be, or we're gonna have the first VOD review. These are gonna be three games. They're like my 13th, 14th, 15th games or something like that. So I haven't played too much, but most of those games are on Ziggs. I have one game on Vagar, one game on Ash, and both of those were very early into the season. I can feel myself getting better, just kind of at the micro of Ziggs, but um, I still make a lot of mistakes, especially macro wise, more relating towards just like mid lane in general, which is kind of what I'll be aiming to focus on. I feel like focusing on micro mistakes is just going to be nitpicking on stuff that I can't fix immediately. It's just stuff that's going to come with time, maybe some time in the practice tool, but games and games, I'll get used to it. My first game that I'm going to be, or my first game I'm going to be reviewing is against a Kiana, and I go 1-7-1, so not very good, but I think it's a good learning point. I just didn't really respect her level spikes early game, basically. And then the second game is up against a Pantheon. I perform much better that game. Not really a whole lot happens in lane, but the team performs pretty well overall, and we pull out the win pretty handedly. And then my third game was honestly, I think, the one that I can learn the most from. I perform pretty fine in lane. I was against a Seraphine. I definitely could have bullied her more in lane more than I did, but I didn't like die in lane or anything. But there was one main fight around an Otacon where we win the fight, and then I leave halfway through the Otacon, and my team doesn't get off of the Otacon. The reason I get off is just for because I feel like we're gonna lose some turrets, but I'll get into it in the video. Definitely some things to learn in all the games, especially I lost the first game and the third game. Nothing. So, yeah, but I'll talk to you after. All right. So, loading in here. Um, this game I'm against a Kiana. I haven't actually played this matchup yet, or hadn't at the time, and I think it quite shows. I die 7 times, which is significantly more than I usually do, and I think it's just largely because of me just disrespecting early game, so I don't think I'm really going to focus on much past like 15 minutes. Minions get here. Alright. Just following me. This is my side. I do try to usually get some autos and stuff off, especially on level 1 in most matchups. I feel like that's a generally pretty safe time for me to be able to walk up. Here, you know, I think I can just walk up and auto throw some Qs. Although I should be queuing more right there. I do still miss Qs because I miss the proper timings to go in. I don't think that trade was terrible, although maybe I could have taken E instead of W. I normally take W second just in case they jump directly onto me. I can potentially boot them into the turret. I think I could have played that a little bit better, but I'm not too mad about it. So far I have 11 CS, first 2 waves-ish, which is pretty good. Or 3 waves, 4 waves, 4 waves. Not that good, actually. And I'm just gonna rewind a little bit. So I'm level 2. I should see that I'm close to level 3. All in potential, just like in Q, W, Q, pretty high. I see her level up. I shouldn't really walk up for that minion because she can get through it. And then I heavily underestimate her damage upon getting hit with the first. There's no need for me to flash there, or if I'm supposed to flash earlier and then W away, I think that's the safer way to do it. Going back into lane. I teleport? I don't know. It doesn't show on the map. But I just teleport back in. Make sure I can get some. Try to make sure that I can catch the wave before it gets under the turret. I didn't really have enough money to buy anything, I guess. Quite unfortunate, but I do still have 2 potions. Here I'm thinking about just shoving in so that it can be under my turret. Although I think potentially it might be better to wait for this wave. I see that the Kindred's mark is up here, so I try to ward for it. Seems that they're ping. I die in about a minute and a half. I don't really do much in this line. I'm being disappointed. I haven't landed a lot of Qs this lane, and I think that's, you know, I'm just not applying any pressure when I could be. Although I don't want to really focus on microplay too much. I think honestly the first death was bad enough as it is. This trade turns out pretty good actually, but I still think just because of like how strong she is comparatively to me, I'm like in kill range, and taking that EQ is also terrible. So I think realistically I should look to potentially just wait out her any of her combos at all, and then like if she looks to roam or something, then I could possibly shove the wave and then or shove the wave and then, you know, take tower plating. That's what my champion is pretty good at. I do have a ward here, so I should put one down, and I should be hovering more towards the top side, just so that I could potentially leave. I would have to actually walk up. I should have either warded bot side earlier so that I could stand where I was standing, or hug toward where I know my fiddlesticks is. A pure positional mistake. I think probably past like 10 minutes. The game is past a certain point. I don't think it's really like my win anymore, so they have to really mess up. So that's like 10 minutes. I'm probably the next time I die, I think 7 minutes here. I just wanted to get a ward bot side on the Raptors because the mark is up. So I figured they might path into it, but I haven't actually really been tracking the jungler. So for all I know, they could be like already on the mark. It's something to get at. I do see that they are on void grubs, so they will likely path down bot. Kiana's missing. Right. Oh, the Kiana down there. I think I think it's fine. Never mind. Here I get marked. Yeah. So I seeing that Kiana's there. I should. I think the ult there was completely unnecessary. But if I did want to throw it, I should have thrown it. I think when I see Kiana like right here. Yeah, so we see Kiana there. And so I should not try to shove this wave as fast as I do. Seeing as she did the exact same thing earlier. And then upon getting marked as well, I should have reacted a little bit faster. But me just being there at that moment, the kills already. I think that, you know, this game from then on, I try to CS, you know, better, but I don't think that I'm in a position to actually fight for any objectives. At this point in time, my team is actually doing fine. I am 3 of the 4 kills for the enemy team, which I also lost to the one of the feats of strength things for us, which I'll show here. So that is not great. I think in the future, I'm just gonna have to play to respect the assassins a little bit more. But I'm kind of happy that I died that much, just to know the exact amount of damage there. I think if I just give the lane, Kiana will try to roam, like somewhere down here. She'll probably try to roam down bot, and I can maybe try to get some. If I ping well enough, maybe they'll back off. That'll be my first game. I do end the game going in here. But I end the game here with 1-7-1. My CS is honestly not terrible. Some of the deaths that I make later, I do die 4 waves, so I think it's not the worst, but obviously it's like my enemy mid is 8-0-11, significantly more impact than me. So I made a ton of mistakes. One thing that I need to focus on is placing wards more consistently, and then adhering to where we have vision, standing towards the side of the lane that my jungler is on, and shoving potentially when waves crash, not just immediately. I think realistically that 3rd death that I had, shoving into the trying to shove that cannon wave is not really going to work because I don't have the damage to shove the cannon wave. If I wanted to, I would have had to ult the wave, and even then it wouldn't have worked. I wouldn't have enough damage to kill the cannon, which is the most important part of the wave. It would have just backed up until we saw the Kiana on the map again. Right. That is game 1. Alright. This is game 2. I am into a Pantheon mid lane. I did think I was going to be into a Mel. I think I am much more glad laning into a Pantheon. Not that my runes would have. I currently am sticking with the same rune page at the moment. In here, but it's Comet, Mana Flow, Transcendence. I was running Scorch for the first several games, but I'm just kind of trying out Gathering Storm. I think that's the only thing that I'm changing. Doing Presence of Mind and Cut Down. Generally, I do stand here. I think maybe this isn't the best spot for me to be standing, but as my character, I just am pretty scared of invades. I think seeing my jungler here, I could stand possibly over here. But yeah, just gonna fast forward to lane. They do go top. Nothing really happens. So the waves crash here. The first wave. Okay, amount of CS. I'm a little scared of Pantheon. I know he started W from the top lane interaction. So I just want to make sure that I don't get W'd bad spot. Closer to my turret, he can't really run me down. But I am kind of okay with it. Level 2 spike, I do have my W. So if he goes on top of me, I could potentially cancel it if I'm like paying close attention. I think I missed both of those. Maybe I got the second. Great, I ping just... I've learned to... A habit that I do is I just ping immediately. I could have pinged a little more into the river there. One up there. Pantheon did miss there. So. I did win this game, so I think I'm just gonna watch through laning phase and then find the couple times that I died. I only died 2 times. I'm trying to hit Qs, especially on melee champions. I find hitting the Qs when they go for when they stand in the wave, it makes it a lot easier. Here I believe I have a ward. I should ward. Yeah. I could ward maybe a little deeper as opposed to just in the bush, but I warded bot side because I see that my jungler and top are in the river. Should I get good vision? I think pretty good use of first ward. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how I played the lane so far. Although nothing really happens this lane, his E is pretty kind of detrimental to my combo there. So here he recalls, and then I believe, yeah, so then he teleports up. I just try shoving the wave. I think about walking up. I don't think it's good for me to move there. I should just get the turret plating. I think here my Vi pings me to move. I'm not really going to deal enough damage to the turret plating pre 5 minutes anyway, so I think I actually should have moved before getting the turret plating, just to ensure, because we saw him on the map on our vision. Once it's shoved in, there's like a 0% chance that I'm actually going to get that. A very low percentage play for me to try and get that turret plating. Yeah, so I did see the Udyr walk. We did see the Udyr on my Although I should have, because of all that vision gap down there, I really should have put it a little bit more outside of the bush. I find that it gives me a little bit more vision. So there was no pressure for me to keep it. The dragon fight. I walk over. Once Vi starts walking over, I don't feel too comfortable walking over before the jungler gets there. So I try to burst the Udyr down before he actually get to the 600 health. I think it's important, obviously, to not hit the dragon there. And then I don't want to go bot. Mel has a lot of the kills right now. So I feel like it's important for me to get the XP where the Pantheon's missing it. It's kind of hard to shove this next wave because of the cannon, but I do attempt to. Now, Pantheon's not going to get here in time. Freeze it. And I just recall. I think I could have pressed recall a little bit earlier, just seeing as there's like no reason walked up over here. But that's not super. I might TP back. They TP back. I just want to make sure I get the whole wave. Or no, I'm not in a side lane yet. Shorter tool. Good for me to TP here. I get the whole wave. Yep. I should ping my laner's missing here. Potentially down. Yeah, I don't ping. I ping actually as he's going. It was really delayed from me. I think sometimes I focus a bit too much on landing the CS, even though that's like in that scenario, I'm not really going to miss anything there. I'm using but him roaming down there does mean I get 1 plate. I think I get 2 plates here, which is really good. I think this is what, oh, I only get 1. But I don't have vision bot. I think that's fine. Maybe I could have put vision down beforehand to ensure that I could have gotten that plate. But I think this is what I could have done in the last game of the Kiana. Just obviously the lane itself is a lot less volatile. Pantheon has less damage. He's in the shorter lane as he normally. Just hovering my Vi as my waves shoved in. I do notice that just in general I need to. Sometimes I focus a bit too much on the lane. I need to actually move with the jungler. Games that I tend to lose, enemy mid, aside from the last game where I just lost. I find that the enemy mid moves to objectives and moves around just kind of the map a lot more. Supporting my jungler seems to have a lot of benefits. Most of the time, even if I may not necessarily agree with their play. Down, I'm roaming down, just looking for an ult. I landed down here, and it lets Kaisa get the kill. I walk down, and I don't want to take the kill. I just want to auto. Kaisa's doing really well. I think it's, you know, I think I probably could have taken that kill, but I don't have Dark Seal this game. Kaisa is getting a ton of gold right now, and I'm not gonna put a lot of pressure on this Pantheon mid lane. So I didn't take any of the CS. I didn't take the kill. They auto like could have killed, and I would have been fine with that. But not getting the kill, I'm not mad about that. I think making sure that my Kaisa has a lot more than the enemy Jinx, just so they can securely win lane. The Mel and Mel being very strong, I want to make sure they can fights. I think after this wave, nothing's really going to happen mid lane. They get a double kill bot. Looking at my deaths, I don't get very many kills. I die for top turret here, I believe. But we do get Baron, and I have a 200 gold shutdown, but getting the turret, no one's on the map, but my team's pinging and walking over to Baron. I just intend on taking the turret, attracting attention. We have a ton of damage, so we can burst it down. I think with how long it takes for them to kill me, I think it's actually good for me to die there. Potentially not. I think I could have backed up and then we could have just gotten it. But I get a ton of gold for taking that, and then the gold. So I'm not super mad about that. I didn't necessarily have to go for the turret, though. I could have just backed up when my team pinged this, and then we could have gone for the turret after. I think that's probably a bit more consistent, but it's not the end of the world game. And then their death. Oh, I've already died. Oh, I died over here. Died a dragon. So my Vi starts lagging, and I see them walking up. Grubs. Yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted to walk down, make sure that my Vi could get this, and I think that's fine. But then here I should have left. We got Dragon, and in reality I wanted to see if he could potentially kill. I don't direct hit the Jinx. You know, if it direct hits, maybe I kill the Jinx, but I have a shutdown. I really shouldn't up like that. I'm on a really good track with my CS, 111 minutes, so be dying there. 6 S for free, probably more than a long time this week. So yeah. In general, the second death I'm not mad about. End the game going 3-2-14. This one I am playing into a Seraphine. And this game is definitely really important for me because we were winning very heavily initially. We were winning very heavily at the start. And I was doing very well in lane. But I made a couple mistakes, especially around an Otacon fight later. Honestly, I think there's probably something I could have done to get.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Beginning lane, I actually miss a lot of first wave, which is not good. I was for some reason very scared of Seraphine. I think I saw her initial, just, you know, she with her passive up, but realistically, level 1, I'm pretty sure I have more damage. I should have just stepped up. Even here, I think I just win an all-in trade, especially now. I just have more. These are the types of things I feel sometimes I don't adjust between the difference between a Pantheon in the early. I think throwing cues like that when they're so far away from the wave and so far away from me is just like a low percentage chance. I should be throwing like that one. I think I'm fine with. I'd been seeing her dodge down, so dodging down. Here she dodges down. I should be walking up just because my spells are up and like harassing her while she CSs. I'm just letting her get free minions, not forcing her to use mana. Health is a. That's something I tend to not do either. Noticed? Once I shove the wave, I just tend to leave. I think it is because of just like fear of jungle ganking or something, but I have vision up, so it should be generally safe. As safe as I could be. Yeah, so here I'm even in CS. Shouldn't be even in though. I am missing CS, and I am walking down. I don't think any. I see Viego like in the jungle, but if I leave there, I lose a lot. So here I can threaten a kill, but realistically, I could have been doing this like the whole game. Me waiting that long to do it is, I think I just wanted confirmation that the Viego. However, I really should, you know, Seraphine is a team fight champion, so I should be focused on winning heavily, as opposed to like the same mentality again. A Pantheon or something, even though they scale very well as well.
Sit down and listen up.
I get all those three. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss any minions, I think. So I let it crash, but I could have killed it faster and then been able to take it back with. It doesn't really change a whole lot because she's low on mana as well. But it's a little uneasy not having vision. Thankfully, Vi runs it.
Feeling brave.
Oh, not yet. But he helps me shove out. All's good. It turns out pretty good, but at the same time, because of my lack of vision, if jungle doesn't come there, I think I just took too long to shove that way. I could have TP'd. Especially now, I would have been back for grubs being up as opposed to TP. They get dragon here because they see my top. I believe we get, but not a bad. Grubs. I should have, if I had recalled, then I would have been able to. Flash that. Just die. Again, I think this is very avoidable if I TP in faster. If I helps me shove this in, it's not super needed, but I think if I did end up flanking during the game a bit. So say that. Let me just there aren't really any more kills that happen during the lane. Right here we kill, and then After that, most of I would like to focus on the Otacon play, as it is. After that, it kind of goes down. Yep. Vi's coming in, Vi ults. I just get a free there. Fine, she lives. Very good. Unfortunate gameplay. Turns out pretty good. End up lead. That's... Yeah. There's some fighting, but... First time. So the Otacon play happens. My TP in. And get the kill on Seraphine. Kill Diego, but they get the shutdown. Gets the shut. Then the team pings for Otacon. Although, we have Garen in the side. So just pausing this right now. I don't know if this is inherently working. Haven't shoved out any waves. Garen for sure gets this tier 2 turret. And they still have Jinx and Sona up. They can push down and get mid tier 2. That's a ton of gold. Just get J's. This isn't even the XP one. So honestly, I'm thinking that I should have picked off here. My team does stand in the heal thing, so it takes significant amount of time to do it. I see them pinging, so I see them pushing. So I ping down. Vi doesn't actually have smite to do this, and my team dies. Realistically, I should have stayed. My team gets pretty mad at me. Move. Turret. Dying here. Here she should. She leaves there. Then I should have been there. We would have been able to get it. Unfortunately, I think either I need to have been there, or I need to have either been there or not gone at all. Potentially, honestly, me TPing up there is meh. At this point, I'm very strong, but like, if Garen is ahead, actually, well, he is ahead of my Gangplank just from sheer CS. It was a little bit more even before that fight, and he got 2 turrets there. Right before that, he had gotten the tier 1, and then gets the 2. Ton of gold towards him. And I had lost a game like last week in a similar fashion where we go for Otacon and they get 4, maybe an exaggeration. From this point, my Vi starts flaming and I think making judgment calls that aren't a deal. I die as well. So, fine. The Yuumi also, after that play, continues to sit on me for the rest of the game, which is not great, I don't think, because she's not actually on like the partner or the best friend. Here I'm recalling in a pretty bad spot and end up dying because of it. Potentially there's a way that I like, I don't know, somehow kill the Jinx there, but it's not worth it at all. Jinx didn't even have a shutdown yet. They get that and then honestly, the game, as much as from me not getting the Otacon there, or as much as like they get if I were to stay and do the Otacon there. I think I need to have conveyed with pings beforehand, like pinging turrets beforehand, shove waves beforehand. Um, this my death here, I think, just off this death, I get a 400 gold shutdown off me. Arguably the game when my two teammates get executed. I should have stayed for that, but just a bit unfortunate. I think my communication in games is pretty bad, and it's something that I have to focus on. I don't type very fast, so I can't type out like what I mean, and it's kind of unfortunate because that's a very specific scenario where if I see that they are doing the Otacon a little bit better, if they're just dodging the lane, it is what it is. In the future, I'll just have to convey my ideas a little bit better with pings. Uh, you know, it is what it is. All right. Well, regardless, that's my third game. I end the game here. 3, 3, and 5. I don't actually do much past that, which is not good also. But I think I was just catching wave. And then in the fights where my team's going in, the Seraphine is able to do a ton more than just from that. And then I think I was in my head about the whole Otacon play. I wasn't even really focused on the game. So, all right, well, that'll be the third game. I have like a whole wrap up thing about things that I gained from. Then see you later. All right, so that's the 3 games. I think I definitely learned a significant amount from the third game. Honestly, the main thing that I'm taking away from that, since I'm not too sure people really know how to play around Otacon yet. I don't think I know how to play around Otacon yet. It's just such a new objective. I'm still playing around with it. Maybe I should have stayed there. I've lost games where we do the Otacon, but it's such a bad timer because all the waves aren't pushed out. I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. From now on, I'll just convey that better through pings or typing, etc. But honestly, mistakes like that are where you can learn the most from. So I'm pretty happy that it happened. Same with the Kiana game. Hopefully, I don't do that again. But now knowing the limits of, or at least more of them, I can play the lane a bit safer. Hopefully, as Ziggs, I kind of do want to either poke my laner out or have them roam bot or top or just leave lane, preferably to the lane so I can see them for sure too far away to stop me from shoving out the wave. Then I shove out the wave, get the plates. Yeah, but I am very proud of myself for keeping up a good CS number. The first game, I had a 7.9. The second game, I had like an 8.2, or 8.8, 8.2. I had like 8 CS a minute in the second 2 games. Well, and so honestly, even if as long as I'm keeping that consistent, at least when I do lose lane, because, it's going to keep happening. That is the nature of how learning things works. Uh, as long as I keep losing, and I keep while losing, I keep my farm up. That's just something that I can control to get myself more gold. And if I'm ahead in kills or kill participation, or at least I'm getting my team ahead in kill participation, and I'm up in CS, or at least having good CS, then that's even more of a bonus. Helps me clear waves faster, helps me get the fights faster, have more input in the fights. So overall, I think I'm progressing pretty well. And I think just having a more, constructive on all my losses and stuff, that's always good. All right, well, nonetheless, that was VOD review time. I'll get some more out in the next couple weeks, I think it's important to do this, follow the discipline, get as many of these out as I can. The more times that I VOD review, the more I'll learn. I think it's important. I'm doing this also. I played all these games last night, so I didn't have like the emotional baggage of, especially that last game, right? If I had reviewed it then, I would have immediately. There's a chance that I would have disagreed that there was any idea, or that's the wrong phrasing it, but you know what I mean. I wasn't too emotional in my decision making, VOD reviewing. I don't think so. Uh, that's the idea. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.